Hello YouTube, LJ Draco here. Yes, this is going to be, technically it's meant to be two separate reviews for Friday. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slap two reviews in the same video. So what I'll do is I'll say 2 minutes each on each of these two movies. And then I'll just get into because the other one isn't actually released on Blu-ray, so I can't do an actual Blu-ray review of it. But what I'll do is I'll talk about the movie itself for the second one. So I'll give the second movie about 3 minutes of a review. And I'll give the first one 2 minutes, then talk about the Blu-ray. So anyway, this is the review for The Guyver, Mutronics, and Dark Hero. So let's just start with Mutronics. That's the first one. That came out in 1991. So the characters are based on a couple of characters. We got Sean Barker, who's the main guy. Then we have Mizki Segwa, who his girlfriend, and we have Max Reed, who is the Mark Hamill detective. We also have for the Zonoids we have Liska, Weber, Ramsey, and Stryker. Sorry about all the shuffling. It's because I've got my paperwork in front of me. But anyway, this movie was released in 1991, so it's a 90s sci-fi action movie. So basically, to talk about the movie a little bit, basically a scientist works for a company known as Kronos, which is owned by the Zonoid King. And what happens is they were looking for a unit known as the Guyver unit. Basically, the scientist decided that if he gives it to the Zonoids, this Guyver unit, they'll become more powerful, and he doesn't want that to happen. So he tries to escape and deliver it to a detective, Max Reed, so he can take it away, far away from these Zonoids. But they end up catching up to him a bit faster than he thought, so he hides it in this alleyway. What happens is this scientist gets killed by the Zonoids. And it turns out the scientist is Miski's father. So while Sean is at karate practice, Miski goes to visit him, and Detective Reed pulls up Miski and says, "Look, sorry, but something's happened to your father." So Sean decides to follow the detective and Miski to the crime scene. And Sean stumbles upon the Guyver unit and decides to put it in his bag. And what happens is, on his way home, he bumps into these street thugs. And one of the street thugs that he bumps into is a guy that he does karate with that he hates. And they start bullying him and kicking him around and stuff. And the Guyver unit falls out onto the floor. And they basically kick his face into the unit. And then he becomes the Guyver. So that's all I'm going to give you about the first movie. And let's just talk about the Blu-ray itself, the Blu-ray transfer. Which, if you guys don't know, there is a Guyver Blu-ray by Arrow Video. I was the first person to unbox the Arrow video version on YouTube, which I'm proud to admit. I searched high and low to make sure other people didn't do it first, and they didn't, so I thought, fine, I'll be the first person to do it, so I'm happy about it. It's probably one of the best standard Blu-rays I've ever opened. Not only by the case design or the disc design or the fact you get the nice booklet, just the transfer, it's still full screen, which is good. And it still has the original grip, but it's a bit more clearer than the VHS. So you still get the original feel of when the movie was filmed, but you can enjoy it in modern time. As you know, the original Guyver movie was called Mutronics, but they've rechanged the title and just called it The Guyver now, which kind of sucks. What I'll do is I'll try and get the poster art with Mutronics, and I'll try and get a still image of the case that says The Guyver on it. But overall, one of the best standard Blu-rays I've ever owned. So let's just get into Guyver Part 2, Dark Hero. That's only been released on DVD at the moment. I'm hoping that Arrow Video, I'm going to try and link them in my chat in this video so they can check this out. I'm hoping Arrow Video does do Dark Hero, and I hope they do the exact same thing that they did with Mutronics and make the nice same design set, just because it'd be an awesome set to own. So Dark Hero, we've got Sean, who's played by a different actor this time. He's played by David Hayter, who is the voice of Snake Plissken from the Metal Gear Solid game series. And see, the other thing is, the other characters, you don't really care about none of the bad guys, none of the other side. But the movie's fun because when you focus on just Sean, which is basically what you do anyway, because all the other characters are so dull. Until towards the end, when one of the main bad guys are actually pretty badass towards the end. But other than that, you don't really get involved in any of the other characters. You just get involved with the Zonoids fighting the Guyver and the Guyver getting involved and all this stuff. But But as I'll try and do a suit comparison of say Mutronics is here and Dark Hero's here, and just to show, like, in Mutronics the suit was green and it was a bit like rubbery and a bit like chubbified, whereas in Dark Hero the suit's more slimmer. It's this nice like metallic blue look, and the helmet design is just freaking awesome. Um, this one came out in 1994, so it's 3 years later down the line. Um, Unfortunately, David Hayter thought that this was going to go further than it did. He thought there was going to be more Guyver sequels. That didn't really work out too well. But the Guyver series, the movies themselves, they were based on a 1986 animation film and a manga book known as The Guyver Out of Control. So I mean, yeah. So anything based from manga turns out to be pretty good. That's all I'm going to give on the Guyver movies as reviews. The DVD of the Guyver Dark Hero just looks like a standard DVD, but it is still a really interesting movie. And if you haven't seen Dark Hero or Mutronics, I recommend you do. The DVDs aren't that expensive. You can pick them up cheap in the US, in Canada, in Australia, in the UK. They are reasonably cheap. But if you want to see, the good thing about the Arrow video version is the Blu-ray is region 3 and the DVD is region 0. So they're both completely region 3. You can watch any of them any way you want, which is good. Anyway, guys, that is the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video and other videos that I do of reviews, please show your support by clicking that subscribe button down below. And don't forget to strike the like for future videos, and I will see you guys next time.